Shalom, shalom. All praise be unto Yahweh, Bashmishai, Bashimukakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Most that rule well. Shalom to the elect of Israel. Yeah, man. There's a topic about banks collapsing, society collapsing, the economic structure of Esau, particularly America, is going downhill, man. Yeah. Esau's kingdom is losing power. And if you didn't notice, what's being highlighted in the news is that countries like China and Russia have been linked to create a currency, the yuan and stuff like that, and completely ditching the dollar. And dollar was known greatly for being the best utilized currency of the world, but people are ditching it. Other countries are looking to join with Russia and China to ditch the American dollar. African countries of the East, So this is the end of America. This is the end of Babylon. This is the stages of the end of Esau's reign, man. So there's an economic war going on, and World War III too. It's just that missiles haven't gone to that stage of being shot to the ends of the earth in terms of Russia shooting at America or America shooting at Russia. But it will come down to it due to biblical prophecy. But anyways, I wrote in Google how many banks have collapsed, and it says in an environment of rising interest rates over the previous months, three such banks failed or were shut down by regulators in a series of U.S. bank failures. 8 to 12 of March 2023, Silvergate Bank and Silicon Valley Bank collapsed following bank runs, and Signature Bank was closed by regulators. Yeah, so banks been shutting down, and I believe here I saw in the news maybe HSBC was trying to help out one of those US banks, something like that, or buying it. What is a bank run meaning? A bank run is when a large number of customers of a bank or other financial institutions withdraw their deposits at the same time over fears about the bank solvency. So you see, the economy is going down, interest rates increasing, the cost of living crisis. So people are losing faith in these money economic institutions. A lot of disasters as well as a cause of it. Different types of judgments that the Lord is plaguing the earth with. Yeah. Let's see what it says significance. A bank run occurs when a large group of depositors withdraw their money from banks at the same time. Read that customers in banks runs typically withdraw money based on fears that the institution will become insolvent. So people are in fears of losing their money, right? Because the way, I'm not too detailed with how banks work, but one thing I know is that, with it, when your credits, your fiat currency is in the system of these banks, the banks use your money while your money is in the system. They use your money, and lend it to others and loan it to others. Yeah, and let's say you got let's say you have, just throwing a number, 10,000 in your bank. You're not allowed to withdraw 10,000 on the spot. You may have a daily limit, right? And some of that 10,000 that you're entitled to is not necessarily there. It's being given to someone else. You know, I'm not too deep in the knowledge of the banks, but one thing I do know is that the banks, that once your money is in that system, in the banks, they utilize your money and help with loans and paying back stuff by using your money. Yeah. So they just shift things around, man. So it's a dodgy system. Anyways, customers in bank runs typically withdraw money based on fears that the institution will become insolvent. With more people withdrawing money, banks will use up their cash reserves and can end up defaulting. Effects: an uncontrolled bank run can wipe out shareholders, bondholders, and depositors beyond an insured amount. When multiple banks are involved, it may create a cascading industry-wide panic that can lead to a financial crisis and economic recession. Yeah, so that's it, man. And what does the scripture say about this society crumbling? Let's read the scriptures. I'll start with Matthew 24, of the signs of the end. I'm going to go straight to the point. In verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Right? You can even include that with what I just mentioned earlier, where different countries and nations, such as Russia and China, are against America and vice versa. You know? And they're having a what? A economic warfare, as well as a military warfare, but the one that's standing out the most at the moment, because they're not firing shots at each other just yet, they're having an economic warfare by ditching the dollar and creating their own currency, which America loses out on. Yeah, it's devaluing the dollar. Yeah, and there shall be famines. That's the key word. A famine. What's that? A famine is a shortage or lack of something. Now these bank runs are creating a lack of banks, especially smaller banks, because now the only banks that they're gonna have to trust is the major central banks, right? People are withdrawing money. People are restricted with their money. People are losing out on money. Yeah, it's all you know, it's all a form of famine, a shortage or a lack of something. In this case, money. Yeah, and there's quotes that say what money makes the world go round. So if the money is dying, if the money faileth, then the economy is gonna crash. And that's the plans of the elites, man, to introduce this, you know, the CBDC, central bank digital currency, which then leads into what, the MARK, the the MOTB, which is the RFID NFC, you know, implementation of inside the flesh, where you won't be able to buy and sell unless you're part of that system and have that thing, which is written in Revelation 13:16. So yeah, and there should be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 3, in that day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. Yeah, the society is trembling, man. Supermarkets, stores, banks, investors, shareholders, depositors, everyone is crumbling in fear because they have no trust and faith in the system of Esau no longer. And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they have few. Grinders represents the workers, the workforce, the laborers. Right? There's more increase of AI technology taking over, robots. Right? People are getting laid off. People's hours are getting cut. People's pays getting cut. You know? And those that look out of a windows be darkened, man. Yeah, people are confused. People are lost. People are ignorant. They don't know what to expect. They're hopeless. You know, just like these people in Wall Street. predicting an economic collapse. Yeah, bank runs, all these money forecasters, all these people that are trying to pay attention to trends and what's going up and what's going down in stocks and trades and stuff like that. They're darkened, man. They're seeing that there's no hope. They're seeing that they're losing out. So that's why people are trying to withdraw. People are trying to back out. People are trying to press that Alt and delete button, man. People are deleting themselves over things like this. And the doors shall be shut in the streets. And guess what? We've experienced lockdown. More of this is gonna come, man, as the world enters in a more chaotic period, man. Curfews, blocked roads, blocked cities, yeah. Concentration camps, military patrols in urban environments, chaos and disaster, man. The door should be shut in the street, lockdowns, man. And when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all of the daughters of music shall be brought low. Yeah, all that music, that entertainment, that mirth and that folly, yeah, that clubbing and partying spirit is gonna be broken down, man. And you can see it's dying off. People are trying to force the spirit, but it's not there, man. Yeah, that previous lockdown drained the spirit of people. Yeah, the loss of money has drained the spirit of these people. All these destructions and tragic judgments like earthquakes and typhoons and fires have spiritually drained and conquered the people. Although you got people that's trying to force it, but you can tell that like 5-10 years back, the spirit has changed. The spirit has changed. Yeah. Because we're living in the last days, man. But anyways, with that, shalom.